Hey everybody,
Hi everyone.
Monica and Kendall here. No, Kendall and Monica here with episode 6.
Episode 6. We're little tiny babies. But I'm so excited though to have this conversation, and the process is getting a little bit easier each time, sort of.
There's a human component in the process that sometimes gets out of whack, and then the technology gets out of whack, and it takes a little bit to get things put back together.
Yeah, but we always come back into center, and well, that's kind of an away segue for that.
Coming
Always
back to
coming
center.
back to center. So if you don't know, we're like the whole country's like in
There's
quarantine.
a lot going on outside the studio doors in the world, the real world.
And so many things changed in like 7 days since we filmed last, and we've been just pivoted, left, right, and adjusting to the time. And I feel it makes so much sense from the asana or the yoga posture that always trying to find the posture, but then just kind of leaning into the effort is sometimes just enough.
I think it's when you find that posture, because we all have postures that we like, we don't like. We all have things that challenge us in our lives, and things that don't challenge us. And for everyone, that's a little bit different. And at that point in the posture, I feel like that's when you have to come back to your center. That's when you have to come back to your breath. And just like the situation the whole world's in, this is we all have to come back to our center, and then we all got to pull together.
Yeah, it occurred to me yesterday. I was well. Let's back. I start from the beginning last week. So we got noticed UVA was closing, and because we're in Charlottesville, Virginia, and so UVA was closing temporarily, so the kids weren't coming back after spring break, and so we're like, okay, well let's see what CDC is saying. So we slowly reduced the size of our studio for like a day, and then Friday happened. We had a whole teacher training program for this weekend. We had students that were from UVA that couldn't return back home, and
So
we had already said, yeah.
Yeah, they were stuck in California, had no dorm room or place to stay back here, and there's another one in Florida, Roanoke, and everybody's kind of in different places, and it's like, how do we adapt?
How do we adapt? And we had already, since 2 teacher trainings ago, we did an online platform, so we were able to just like bring everybody together. And Saturday, we came back from meditation and for the afternoon break, and we went home, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, Kendall, like in no right mind, we should continue with the doors open to the studio.
Yeah, I mean, from a business aspect, yes, a business owner, you want to keep the doors open, you want to keep your business healthy, you want to keep it functioning, and it's like that part of me is like, keep the doors open. But then it's like my gut and what my heart was telling me is like, you step back from this and look at everything that's going on in the world, and it's like people are what's important. And Monica and I were talking, like, I couldn't live with the fact that somebody came into my studio and somehow picked up this virus, and maybe it wouldn't hurt them. Not worried about the virus hurting Monica or I. What I was worried about, they take it home to somebody else because it's so infectious that somebody's grandmother, somebody has an autoimmune disease, and that could take that person out. And I'm like, we got to close down.
Yeah, and it all came about after I watched the Joe Rogan's podcast. He filmed it not this Monday, but the Monday before, and he sat down with an expert, and it all started making sense. I realized that we weren't giving a lot of information, and from certain media places, but listening to somebody that is an expert in the subject, I just completely changed my mind. So thank you, thank you for that information, and so we closed our doors, and we just very quickly looked at the options.
Oh my God! Today's our 4-year anniversary.
Aww.
Happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary. Today.
And so we closed our doors, but not close our doors, because we pivoted to putting all of our classes online, which has been amazing experience. Trying to service this community, and as we've been open 4 years, we've had a ton of people come through the studio, and Charlottesville, because of UVA, is a little bit of a transient place, so we have a lot of people come in, they're here for 6 months to a year, and then they transfer somewhere else, and what we noticed is we started putting these classes online, all our old peeps started showing back up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in 2 years, this is so awesome. I was like, we're so isolated right now because everybody's pulling in, but this part I didn't even expect. I was like, we get to connect on a deeper level back to all of our people again.
Yeah, so we pivoted online, and we gather old resources, new resources, and connecting. We always say something along the lines like, you can never connect the dots forward, only when you look back. And so this moment in time, we don't know the purpose it's having as we move into the future. But once we're in the future, we're able to see how this place connects everything. And so as we started the podcast 6 weeks ago, I had to research the technology, what worked, what didn't work, and so that set up the platform for everything. So it was a turnkey. Everything was set up already in my lap, and I could just, okay, here we go, let's start. And so it is amazing how this idea was, already kind of growing in the back.
Right, I'm so glad we started doing these podcasts for him, because it's really helped us with our online classes.
Yeah.
And the equipment that we've ordered has been slowed down because of Amazon shipping. So it should already been here, but I'm glad we ordered before, because it should be here the next day or two, which means we'll have mics and not have to use AirPods and things like that. But they work great right now.
They work great. And what is really comforting, and I don't know what the future is, and that part is very uncomfortable for humans, because our brains are wired for story. We want the end of the story. We want to finish the story so that we can put it away and we can move on to something else. And that when we do finish the story, we get a reward, hormones. And so when we don't know how the story is going to end, the mind doesn't know what to do with it. So
and that's when the fear sets in.
Fear sets in, a whole bunch of stuff happening to me, to everyone in this world. And the only way to come back into center is to return to the mindful practices, or obviously medication if you need that type of mental help. What we know, what we do, has a tremendous support for being resilient. And being a small business owner,
you have to be resilient.
You have to be agile in thought. You have to be flexible in being, and move and change and things. So
I remember, since it is our anniversary, our mentor, Jimmy Axe, sitting there as we're going through the build out, and I was like, Jimmy, man, I was like, I think I hit my limit, my edge. He's like, you have no idea what that is yet. And I'm like, you were so correct right now.
Yes. And still you don't know what your edge is.
Right, because we keep growing and our edge keeps expanding as long as we keep pushing forward. And coming back to the mindfulness part, I was like, even if you're at home, you have more time now, and we're going to get stir crazy and stuff, but also think about, if we live in that constant state of fear, and it's activating our fight or flight system, and the adrenaline's coming up and all those chemicals being released in the body, what does that do to our immune system? And so it's more important now than ever that we have some type of physical practice, even if you're just like walking outside and just walking circles around somewhere, but keep moving, keeping your immune system strong, your circulation system strong.
Lung capacity. This virus is huge on attacking the lungs, so being able to expand the lungs to their biggest capacity and have them exercise is super important right now.
Yeah, and we're thinking about putting a breath class to help exercise the lungs. It'll be a shorter class, but it's going to be really powerful class.
A lot of great information. And the symbolic part of all this is that we are being asked to connect to our higher self. Physically, we're being asked to withdraw, come back into your home, and come back to your home practices. And why and with what purpose? As I've been meditating on it, it really feels that we are being asked to connect to something higher than us. And And it is through that connection that we come back to thrive and not just survive. Right now, everybody's in survive mode.
And in light of that, coming back inwards, what Monica and I started last week, before we shut the studio and everything, was a meditation, a free meditation, guided meditation at 11 o'clock every day, which it's, we'll send, we have links on the website, and it's also on our YouTube channel, The Elements, and it's going to be live streamed 11 o'clock every day. But the point behind this, if you go back to the Lebanon Peace Project back in the 1980s, they got a whole bunch of people together to meditate, and between 5 and 1,500, I think. And on the days that these people meditated, the death rate dropped by 70%, which is huge. It was directly correlated to the days that the people and the times that the people were meditating. Expanding on that, if you move to studies that were done in D.C. and also in New York in the 2000s and further on, they were meditating over the crime rates. And it's the same thing, directly correlated, dropping those crime rates down on the days that all these people got together to meditate. So what we're trying to do here is implement that same thing. If we can all come together at the same time every day, even if you can't live stream it, just sit down 15 minutes, meditate, find someone you love that raises this feeling of gratitude inside. Then from that place of gratitude, set the intention to send healing love to everyone in our community.
Yes, it'll boost your immune system. It has a direct impact onto our DNA. When we're stressed, our DNA gets like really, crumpled and shrunk. When we introduce feelings of love and gratitude, our DNA can slowly begin to unwind, and unwinding is what allows the regeneration and the healing process. So it creates impact to you, and it creates impact to your community, and invite your friends to join you at 11 a.m. every day.
Yeah, so help your community by helping yourself too, first.
Yeah. And so we're now online, like Kendall said, and coming back into the symbolic part of this. Corona in Spanish translates to crown, and so I was like, whoa, it's like the crown energy. So talking energetically, we have this energy center right at the crown of our heads, and so that is the direct connection to that higher self. And so we called it our Corona Yoga Challenge, and we're inviting people from everywhere. I'm inviting my family. I'm inviting everyone, because now we can join
I'm inviting
us.
my wife.
Yeah, we can be right now we have our Zoom. We can have up to 100 people in the class, and 30 days of yoga meditation. Introduce it to your daily routine, and I hope that this creates a little bit more balance in your life.
Try to get people moving or meditating every day. So even if you just want to sit and do the meditation, we challenge you 30 days. Can you sit down and meditate every day for 30 days as we start moving through all this?
We're committed to bring purpose and light
and
to our community.
Yeah, and to what we lose when we step inwards is that community aspect, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we all isolate back in. And the cool thing about the platform that we use and what we work off is you can actually turn your videos on, you can turn them off, but in the class, I ask everybody to turn everything on, unmute their mics, and so we build a little community, and we chit-chat about what's going on, and we get to see people's faces, and they get to tell us what's going on in their lives, and we all get to commune together, even though it's in a virtual environment. And I think that really helps with people's moods and feeling togetherness, because I think we need to create that more now than we ever had before.
Yeah, absolutely. I am very grateful for everyone that has joined us and that listens and that gives us thumbs up for all the work that we're doing, and we have not stopped.
We're not going to stop. We're going to keep moving.
We're going to keep on.
We're going to outrun this virus thing.
Yep. I hope everybody is